2021 A-Level Paper 2, question number 2, which is a compulsory question for your syllabus. A part, they are asking you to prepare the payroll for the month of May 2021, salaries control account for the month of May 2021. First, we have to draw the payroll or the pay sheet by looking at the question. So here, these columns we have to decide according to the question. Mithun Educational Institute was established on 1/5/2021 to conduct lectures for professional accounting programs. 3 lecturers serve in this institute. Each lecturer has to conduct a minimum of 40 hours of teaching per month, and an additional payment is made for an extra teaching hours. So that means they have to calculate the basic salary out of 40 hours. If they work more than 40, they are entitled for overtime. The remuneration per lecturer, remuneration is salary per lecturer, monthly fixed payment for minimum teaching time. Minimum is 40 hours. For that, they are paying a fixed amount of 100,000. Fixed amount of 100. So when it comes to the payroll, either the name or the number they will give in the question, but here they have given the number 001, 002, 003. There are 3 employee numbers. Under earnings, the basic salary for each lecturer, it's 100,000. For each lecturer, it's 100,000. Fee for extra teaching hour per hour, 3,000. The following additional information is also provided. Due to the COVID pandemic, the lectures were conducted online, and each lecturer was paid a temporary internet allowance of 5,000 per month. Internet allowance is earning. So you have to just after basic salary OT, internet allowance for each employee or each lecturer, 5,000. The sum is in thousands, so that's why here I have entered 5. The details of teaching hours and deductions from the salary for the month of May 2021. Employee number, they have given 001, 2, and 3. Teaching hours. So the 40 hours minimum, if they have worked more than 40, they are entitled for overtime. So when it comes to 001 person, that person has worked for 50 hours. That means 40 minimum, extra 10. So out of 50, 40 is the standard time, standard hours. So he has worked 10 hours more. For 10 hours, they are entitled to get 3,000 for overtime. So he gets 30,000. 002, 70 he has worked, 40, that is the standard hours. So he has worked extra 30 hours, 30 into 3,000, it's 90,000, 90. 003, that person has worked only for 40. So he is entitled to get only the basic, no overtime. Employee loan installment, those are deductions. 001, 40, 003, 60. Salary advance, 002, salary advance, 25. So those loan installment, salary advance, and the EPF employee contribution, we have to put it under deductions. The lecturer bearing employee number 003 also serves as a manager of this institute and he is paid an additional monthly fixed payment of 50. That is a fixed allowance only for 003 because he is working as a manager as well. The employer and employee contribution to EPF are 15% and 10% respectively. So the employer contribution for EPF 15%, employee contribution 10%. The employer contribution to ETF is 3%. All payments except the temporary internet allowance paid for working online are considered in calculation of EPF and ETF. Normally, we take EPF and ETF from our gross salary. From our gross salary, we take EPF and ETF. But here, they have given a condition. When you take the gross salary, don't consider internet allowance. So after that, only you have to take 10%, 15%, and 3%. So when it comes here, except 5. So don't straight away take it from the gross salary, get it from here. 130 into 10% into 15% into 3%. Except internet allowance. Since y'all are using calculators, the normal calculator, not a scientific calculator, this is the easiest method that you can get these 3 answers at a stretch. So the percentage is 100. Get the addition here, 130. Press the division sign. 100 is a percentage. The total of percentage is 100. Equal sign. Press the multiplication sign 2 times. When you do that, that amount is saved in the calculator. Then press 10 equal. You get 13 straight away. Don't do it again from the beginning. Just press 15 equal. You get 19.5. 3 equal 3.9. I'll tell the calculation again how to do it. Get for the payroll as well as overhead analysis sheet. This is the easiest method that you can get the calculation. 130 is the addition. Division sign. Percentage is 100. So divide by 100. Press the equal sign. Then press the multiplication sign 2 times. Then whatever the amount equals, so 10 equal, 15 equal, 3 equals. So when you go to this one, except internet allowance, 190, division sign, 100, equal, multiplication sign 2 times, 10 equal, that's 19. 15 equal 28.5, 3 equal 5.7. When it comes to 003, they say only the internet allowance to remove. So this person's total salary is 150. 115 to 10%, 15%, sorry, 15,000. 15% is 22.5 and 3% is 4.5. The same calculation you can apply for this one also. 150 division sign 100 equal multiplication sign 2 times, press it. Then 10 equal, 15 equal, 3 equals. Then get the addition. Basic, all these earnings, when you add it up, that will be your gross salary. From gross salary, you have to deduct the total deduction. That is the addition of these 3 columns. 13 plus 40 is 53. 19 plus 25 is 44. 15 plus 60 is 75. So from gross salary, deduct total deductions, you get the net salary. Then get the addition, vertical addition of each and every column. The requirement number 2 is salaries control account for the month of May. When you do the double entries, we take the double entries from gross salary to employer contribution ETF. But in the question, they are not asking to prepare all ledger accounts. They ask only one ledger account, which is the salaries control. So we have to know what are the double entries that we can enter only to the salary control account. So here I have given only the double entries that is for the salary control. So these are the 3 entries that we can put it into the salary control account. Gross salary, the double entry is debit salaries account, credit salaries control account. That is the gross salary double line amount. All deductions, salaries control debit, relevant deduction account credit. Third one, net salary, the amount actually the company is paying. Salaries control account debit, cash control is credit. So when you enter these entries only in the salary control, it will be like this. So here I have highlighted with yellow, that is a double entry here. Salaries control account is credit with the gross salary amount, which is 485. All deductions, in this question, there are 3 deductions. So the salary control account is debit. When you are entering, write it down separately. EPF payable, which is the employee deduction, 47, loan installment 100, salary advance 25. The third one is a net salary. Salaries control account is debit, 313. The word is cash control. When you balance it, you can't have a carried down brought forward balance. It has to be balanced. 485. B. Overhead analysis sheet. So here they have given you the question. Samadhi PLC manufactures 2 types of fruit juice, mango and orange. It has a factory consisting of 2 production departments, namely processing and bottling, and a service department, stores. When they give that sentence, by looking at that, you can draw the format. Overhead item, basis of apportionment, the total amount, and here you have 2 production departments, processing and bottling, and the service department is 2. That is the format. Then, under that table, they have given description, total, processing department, bottling department, and stores. Production manager's salary, they have given directly for you. For processing department, 384, bottling department, 326. That is a direct allocation. So here we write manager's salary, direct, or you can write the word allocated. 384 for processing, 326 for bottling. Get the addition to the total column. Storekeeper's salary, that is storekeeper's salary 300, they have already allocated for stores department. So again, it's a direct allocation. So we write under the basis of apportionment the word direct. After that, they have given question marks, but they have given the overhead item with the total. So just write it down. Indirect wages, 1,200. You can get the basis a little bit later. Electricity, 240. Rent, 480. Machinery depreciation, 120. Then when you look in at the other information, additional information, you can get the proper basis. Overhead apportionment basis and other relevant information. Floor area, kilowatt hours, number of employees, machinery cost. These are the 4 things that you have to consider for each and every overhead item. So when it comes to indirect wages, your basis is number of employees. You're paying for employees' wages. Electricity, the basis is kilowatt. Rent, floor area, you are paying for the whole area. And machinery depreciation, the basis is cost of machinery. After writing these things, we have to decide how we get these answers. For that, you can get the same calculation which I explained to you previously. Overhead amount. Now, if you take this 1,200, that is the overhead amount, divided by the total basis. Total basis means when you're looking at the number of employees, processing 60, bottling 50, and for the stores, there are 10 people. That is the total. 60 plus 50 plus 10. So altogether it's 120. Multiplied by the relevant basis. For the processing department, it's 60. When you get the calculation, you can see you get 600, 500, and 100. So the second one, 1,200 divided by 120 multiplied by 50. The other one multiplied by 10. You get the answer. Get the answer. But when you're looking at this question, the total number of employees 120, the indirect wages amount is 1,002 without a calculator even. If for the given amounts, if you add another 0, you get the same answer. Here the amount is 1,200. The addition of the total number of employees 120. So to get the amount here, you are adding for the given amount another 0. If you can get the amounts easily, write it down quickly. But if you can't, use a calculator. Don't waste your time. Right. Electricity, it's a kilowatt. So how to do it? 240 divided by the total of the kilowatts. 4,000 plus 3,000 plus 1,000, altogether it's 8,000. Multiplied by 4,000, you get the processing department value. Multiplied by 3,000, you get bottling. Multiplied by 1,000, you get stores department value. So I will show you the calculation, which you can do it with your calculator. 240,000 division sign 8,000 equal sign, press the multiplication sign 2 times. So that amount is already saved. Then relevant amount 4,000 equal, you get the same answer. 3,000 equal, 1,000 equal. Rent, it's the floor area. Get the addition of floor area. 30,000 plus 10,000 plus 8 is 48. But here you have only 480. So remove 1 0 from the value. So 480, and here the addition is 48,000. Remove two zeros. 300, 180. Or you can get it like this. 480 division sign. 4,800. 48,000 multiplied by 30,000, 10,000, and 8,000. Last one, the basis is cost of machinery. 120 division sign 2,000. 120 is without zero, 2,000 also without zero because the value is 2 million. Equal press the multiplication sign 2 times, 1,500 equal 500 equal. After entering everything, you have to get the vertical addition for processing, bottling, and stores. Roman number 2, under additional information, it says total overheads of the stores department are reapportioned between processing and bottling department in the ratio of 3:2 respectively. So this is the total of the stores department. This amount you have to reapportion. So here under overhead item, we write the word stores. The basis is 3:2. Go to the stores department, take that value within bracket, 510 within bracket. That is the amount you are dividing among these two departments according to this ratio. How to get it? 510 divided by 3 plus 2 is 5. 510 divided by 5 multiplied by 3, you get the answer here. Multiplied by 2, you get the answer for the bottling. Then ultimately, when you take the double line, there won't be any overhead amount under stores. So this is the ultimate answer. For the processing department, it's 1,800 without zeros. For bottling department, it's 1,250 without zeros. Roman number 3. Processing department absorbs overhead based on machine hours and the bottling department absorbs overheads based on the direct labor hours. Under the additional information, Roman number 1, the last two entries, which is budgeted number of machine hours and budgeted number of direct labor hours, we have to consider for overhead absorption rates. So they specifically say the processing department uses direct machine, so the machine hours, labor department uses direct labor hours. So our equation, overhead absorption rate equals, so on one side I have written the word processing, on the other side bottling. Overhead absorption rate equals estimated total overheads divided by under processing machine hours, under bottling labor hours. 1,800,000, I took zeros here. 1,250,000 divided by, look at that table, check the processing department number of machine hours. So you can identify the amount is 60,000. For the other one, bottling department, look at that column, bottling department in front of direct labor hours. That is 50. So when you write the answer, write it down like this, 30 rupee per direct labor hour. Sorry, direct machine hour. For a machine hour, we can take only 30 rupees. 25 rupee per direct labor hour. So according to the requirement, we have just did only the first two requirements. So now the third one. Total cost per bottle of mango juice and orange juice separately. So on one side, write it down mango juice. On the other side, write it down orange juice. For that, you have to use the Roman number 4 information. Actual machine hours they have given for processing and bottling. But remember, we are using machine hours for only for processing. So we can't take the bottling department there. Actual direct labor hours for processing and bottling. So direct labor we are using only for bottling. Then they have given direct labor for each bottle and the direct material cost. So think of the production cost statement, how to get the total cost. So I have taken here direct material first, 115.70, it's already given in the question. Direct labor 50 and 60. When it comes to overheads, there are two departments, processing and bottling. When it comes to processing department for mango juice, look at your mango juice column, actual machine hours for processing department 2 hours. So that is the number of hours we have to consider here. 2 into 30 rupees. When it comes to orange juice, same line, you need 3 hours. So per hour is 30, 90. Actual machine hours, processing department 2 and 3, that is the only thing that we can consider. Don't consider the bottling department under machine hours. Same way, actual direct labor hours, they have given it, but don't take it for the processing because labor hours we use only for bottling. So we are writing the word bottling. Look at the mango juice column. Under actual direct labor hours, bottling department hours 3. 3 into 25. Orange juice, same line, 5 into 25, 125. So your total cost per bottle is mango juice 300, orange juice 345. Last one, number 4, selling price per bottle of mango juice if a 20% profit margin on selling price is maintained. We are only asking from the mango juice. So for the normal cost, when you add a profit, that is your selling price. What do they say? For a mango juice, if you keep a profit margin of 20% on sales means that percentage represents the sales amount. 20% means 20 over 100. So this is 100. From that, 20 is your profit. If you know these two, you can get the cost amount, which is 80. So the production cost or the total cost, they got it 300 for mango juice. If this 300 is for 80, what is the value for 100? 300 divided by 80 multiplied by 100, you get the selling price of a mango juice bottle. So cost, we already got it previously. Cost is for this 80. What is the value for 100? 375.